Hi, everyone, and welcome to class 30. Very excited to have you. We were doing menu and meal planning for this week. People asked for that, so we decided that we were going to make sure it happened. I'm going to talk about the handouts, then I'm going to talk about the wonderful um, jar salad demo that Mary Wilson did for us, a little bit about our facilitators, and then we're going to talk about some menus because people brought in a lot of different menus, but I uh, have some menus that are online, and then wrap it up. Okay, so the handouts were there's a jar salad recipe. This jar salad, please fill it in however you would like. We want you to use whatever your favorite uh, vegetables and beans and all that stuff, whatever makes you happy. But wanted to give, because people aren't here and they can't see it, we wanted to have a very specific recipe and steps that you could follow. So, this is really however you like to do it, but um, the components, like where to put the dressing and where to put the beans and where to put the lettuce, if you keep that all the same, that'll be very helpful, and it'll your salad will stay a little bit longer in the fridge, just in case you want to make two or three of them, throughout the week, and put them in, like, do them on a batch cooking. It'll be ready to go. Then we gave you three different oil-free dressings. We made two of them in class. People really liked them. And um, we really wanted you to have more raw fruits and vegetables going into the new year. The last one is the black-eyed pea inzamino, and that is an Italian recipe that I changed a couple of ingredients because the fact it was the new year, and folks really, really liked it. And I also give you a super quick method to make it where you use everything that's frozen in a can or in a jar, basically. Um, and like all the, just get frozen veggies and you can make it. You can make it in about 15 minutes in a soup pan. You can also just put it in a bowl and stick it in your microwave. Just put everything in, stick it in a bowl, put it in the microwave, and heat it up like that. I have no problem with microwaves. The jar salad station was really yummy. People really liked it. If you have any questions, please ask us. Then we also did a vinegar tasting. We did infused vinegars. Infused vinegars are not what you think a vinegar tastes like. They're a little bit sweeter, but they are not sweetened with any external sweetener like sugar or something. It really comes from whatever is infused into the balsamic vinegar. Also, it's really not like balsamic vinegar. People were really surprised. Even somebody who doesn't like balsamic vinegar liked these. Now, I got two of them. One was a lemon, a Sicilian lemon, and the other one was fig, because those are two of the most popular ones at Crescent Olive, which is on Divine Street. Uh, People were really surprised at what they tasted like, and they are thinking about going over and shopping and picking some up. Um, there are a number of different vinegar tasting rooms, and usually that's what these are. They're tasting rooms, and you can go try anywhere from, I've been to a place that has like 10 vinegars. There's also a guy who does a Soda City Market, to a tasting room I was in when I was in Pennsylvania that has 40 different types of vinegars. So it takes you a long time to taste them, but they're very yummy. And please come into class, ask me to taste them, and I'll give you some so that you can taste it on whatever we have available. And you're really gonna like them. They're a little bit more expensive, but because of the fact that they have such flavor, you only need a very little bit. So I use those on my salad all the time. Okay, the successes challenges. So how was the break for you? Some people said that they kept up their physical activity, but their food was going to a little bit of the wayside. Other people said no, they really tried to work within, what was going on, so that was great. And also, what foods did you eat to decrease inflammation? It's really important. People don't realize that cardiovascular disease and diabetes are totally connected to the inflammation in the body. Um, and inflammation can also lead to stress. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go watch week 29, and that will just kind of, that'll tell you about inflammation from Dr. Bree. We also asked which holiday tips were the best for you. We gave you a handout about holiday tips, and we were wondering which ones worked because the ones that worked now will probably work for you in the future. So look at them, and if you got one that worked, excellent, good for you, and keep it in the back of your mind when you have to do more holidays. All right, menu planning. People brought in all kinds of menus. Um, two rules of thumb that I do when I look at a menu is I check out the side dishes. That tells me what's in the kitchen. Like, what do they automatically have in the kitchen? And then what's being served with other menu items. Um, you may find that nothing except the steak says that it comes with a baked potato. I've seen everything else on the menu comes with fries, but the steak comes with a baked potato. And oh, okay, I'd like to have a baked potato. Um, and you might find that there's grilled onions and grilled mushrooms with another menu item. And make sure that you ask whether they are cooked with beef broth or some kind of chicken broth or something like that. A lot of times I can say, can you just grill those for me? You would say that you're on a vegan meal plan and say, well, I can't have anything that's going to have a meat in it. And a lot of times they'll say, okay, well, we'll steam them for you. And a lot of times places will steam them because they want you to be happy. Or they may have a little bit of oil and you're just going to deal with it. I have seen things come with Brussels sprouts and all kinds of other stuff. We're going to look at that later on. Um, Kenny, who's one of our facilitators, sent me some menus from different places around town, and this was China Garden. Um, they have a tofu dish online. The one thing I will say about Asian uh, restaurants is get the sauce on the side. And also, you can ask for the tofu to be steamed, and you can put the sauce on top of it. I have traveled a lot, and a lot of times I've gotten into places, a town, and the only thing that's open is the Chinese restaurant, and I've gotten really horrific food. So I generally just get the sauce on the side. China Garden, I heard, also does have brown rice if you ask, and they also have a Chinese vegan uh, menu. So ask for it. Either they do or M does, but one of the two of them, I think it was China Garden, he said does. So I would get the garlic sauce on the side because you want to control it, and they should have brown rice. M's Kitchen has brown rice, and they also have these super salads. Now, I'm not excited about, the grilled salmon, but I might be happy with the salad, all the different salad aspects that are in the different salads. And I might be able to ask them, can you please put mine together with A, B, C, D? And could I have tofu instead of the salmon? And there you have it. Get the dressing on the side. They also have a vegetarian. Most Asian restaurants have a vegetarian area, a section of the menu. Again, I would get the uh, sauce on the side. I have gotten stuff from new restaurants around where I live, and everything was swimming in the sauce, and I just took it over and I poured everything into a colander over my sink and let just half of that sauce just pour right out because it was just way too much sauce. Watch things becoming salty. Oh, and M's, they had a seaweed salad, which should be really great, but make sure it doesn't come with an oyster sauce. Sometimes they put in eggs. This is one uh, menu that I liked a lot. It had a lot of stuff in it that you could ask for without some of the other ingredients. Like the only thing that's in this that is not vegan is the goat cheese. Now, they may have it already made or they may not. And if they don't, then just say, I'd like to have this without the goat cheese. And you have some roasted Brussels sprouts and blueberries. I mean, it just seems really, really yummy. And I would get the salad dressing on the side. So again, you are in charge of what's going into your salad. The other thing I was looking for was content. And for somebody my size, I'm really looking around 500 calories per meal. So this one is 440, so that really works really well. I know that you are on the vegan uh, diet, but you could. Uh, what I want to show you is to look at what's there and say, oh, okay, there's brown rice, there's black beans, and oh, that's cool. So and then they have a salsa. Well, maybe you could say, could I have a plate of, you know, brown rice, black beans, and could I have whatever the special vegetables are of the day, or could I have roasted Brussels sprouts? Can I put a plate together for myself? And a lot of times the chef will say, "Oh, yeah, okay, we never thought of that," or "Yeah, we do that all the time, and this is what it costs." Um, and when you do that, you're not going to have the 650 calories that you're going to get from this. But notice, I want you to look at what comes with the entree. They're talking about the chicken, but this comes with quinoa and brown rice and sliced mushrooms and spinach and tomatoes, and that seems kind of cool. The same thing with this. This comes on soba noodles. So you could say, oh, I'd rather have soba noodles. Maybe I don't want a salad. Maybe I don't want quinoa. I like to have soba noodles. And could you put all these vegetables on top of this? And could I have it with black beans? Same thing with this. It comes with brown rice. It has fire roasted red peppers. So you start looking at what is with it. And also, I might say, hey, I'd like to have my soba noodles with all this stuff on top of it. And could I get that lemon thyme sauce? Is that thyme sauce, is that vegan? And if they say, yeah, it's vegan. Okay, well, could I get that on the side? And I'm going to pour it on top. And that is going to be the sauce that really perks up my dish. Olive Garden, because somebody asked about Olive Garden. And this is the page that is vegan. And just watch the fact that those breadsticks, which is in the lower right-hand corner, those are 140 calories a piece. Plus, they top them with with butter. So you'll have to ask for the breadsticks to be made. And, I mean, and not they make them all the time, so it's not like they don't make them. And the server will just have to go grab them before they paint them with the butter. But they're 140 calories a piece. Now you can get the soup and salad. The one thing I'm going to say about the salad is the dressing has cheese in it. So you can get balsamic vinegar and you can put that on top of the salad. I do lemons with salt and pepper, and I find that is pretty yummy on top of the salad. And we do the soup and salad all the time because it's basically cheap and we like that. And the soup, the minestrone soup, is vegan. So you just ask and that should be vegan. And ask them because we were at one place and for some reason they said, nope, ours has a chicken base to it. But everywhere else I've gone, it's been vegan. So I just thought I would put that out there. And also the soup is going to be around 200 calories a bowl. So if you had a couple bowls of it and then you had a salad, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's somewhere around 500, 600 calories, which is fine for most people. And it's going to be very filling. So great. Then we were looking at meal planning. So what are you going to eat this week? This was something that Dr. Bree gave me, and I thought this was really cool. It's a way to do a couple of things. One is to empty your refrigerator, and another thing is to change up what you're eating. So you look in your fridge, you realize you got some leftover pasta, or you have some leftover quinoa or lentils, or maybe you have you have a tortilla or whatever. The one thing I want to mention about tortillas is those big tortillas, those big flour tortillas, are around 350 calories just for the tortilla. However, the corn tortillas are around 60 calories a piece, 45 to 60 calories a piece. They have fiber and they have no added fats. So if I was going to be doing something Mexican, that's how I would do it. Anyway, so you start with a base. So your pasta could be the the vegetable noodles, it could be soba noodles, it could be whole grain, whatever. Or if you want to do a salad, okay, so what kind of salad greens do I have? You choose that. Then here's the filling, which is going to be veggies. And let's say you're starting with quinoa. Okay, so now I'm going to throw I'm going to do a bowl. All right, so if I'm going to do a bowl and I have some quinoa, well, what kind of beans do I have? Okay, so I'm going to throw those on top with a bunch of vegetables. And maybe you steam, the vegetables in your microwave for a minute or two, or you put them on raw, depending on what it is that you like. Again, you're looking, what do I have? That's not going to really be, not going to be that big of a deal. Then you add what's called the wow factor. So this is going to be the sauce or a spread or a dressing or, you know, any of that kind of stuff. So sometimes this is what I'll use the infused vinegars on. I've also taken hummus and I've thinned it with water to make it more of a sauce as opposed to, a big clump of hummus. Salsa also works as a really great dressing. And you can look at these nutrient boosters. I have also done white beans on top of spaghetti squash and then thrown sauerkraut and mustard on top of it. It's a very different type of sauce, but to me, I really like that mustardy thing. And you could use the mustard dressing that we gave you in the recipes this week. So I also, you can, pop it with a little bit of red pepper flakes, is something like that. What Dr. Bree said, and these are 4 examples you can look at, but what she was saying is that she thinks about, okay, so what do I have in the fridge? And then, what type of food do I want to eat? So let's say that I have rice in the fridge. Okay, so maybe I want to go Mexican. Or maybe no, I have rice in the fridge and maybe I want to do something that's more Asian. Okay, so I'm going to, do a bunch of veggies. I'll steam them. And we've given you a number of different sauces. I have also just taken like peanut butter or cashew butter, added hot water to it, a little bit of soy sauce, and red pepper flakes. That's it. That's as exotic as my sauce got. Poured it on top, and I was really happy. It was just nice and simple. It was stuff I had sitting in the fridge that I just used. Again, same thing with that mustard sauce that I used. You can just take mustard. You can saute some or steam some onions, and I put those together with a little bit of tarragon or some other like thyme or some other herb. That's it. That's the end of how exotic that sauce is to make, and throwing that on top of veggies and some kind of grain. A lot of people wanted us to talk about meal planning. That seemed to be an issue when we had our challenge where we gave away the gift baskets. People said, "Oh yeah, I just didn't plan and blah blah blah." Okay, so this is a handout from week 6. You can print it off. We're going to send it to you so that you can plan your meals. It's so important. And I tell you, when I do this, not only do I use up everything that's in my fridge, but when I go to the grocery store, it takes me 25 minutes to get in and out. Dr. Bree wanted to make sure that we talked about the Holiday Hustle Fitness Challenge, and that is we didn't want you to gain weight because it's really hard to lose, but as long as you didn't gain weight, we were real happy. And the other thing was to help you stay on track was to join us in the MLK Celebration 5K. There's the link that's at the bottom. Please join us. We have a team of people that are going to be joining us, and you have to get to Mary so that we can get you a T-shirt because we want to get you a T-shirt to say that you're on the new Soul Study team. So please do that right away. We gave away a prize. That just happened. I wanted to give away a prize. Then we have a meeting wrap up. Okay, so we talked about how to eat in restaurants, what you need to look for, meal planning for the week. You got a handout for it. Also, just think about when are my crunch days. A lot of people work in the semester kind of basis. So this is a new semester. Maybe you have kids going to school or you're taking classes or something. What changed? Or think about the days, your crunch days, and fill in that chart. Like, okay, crunch day. So I have to make sure that I have something already prepared. Then we talked about the jar salads and the dressing. Now, our next meeting is going to be on Martin Luther King week. So if you are a Monday person, come in. We're going to be doing the Monday 5:30 class. We asked the class to vote, and the class said we would like to come in on Monday. It just seemed that the other days we offered, people were not going to be able to come in. So we will be there at 5:30 on Monday for class. That will be the 21st. All right, you get a bi-weekly questionnaire every Thursday. You're going to get a link to the questionnaire. Please answer that by Sunday. We look at those. They're very important to us. Thank you so much for being part of the class. Thank you so much for listening to this. We appreciate everything that you do, and please tell us if there's anything that we can do to make this better.